Alrighty, welcome everyone. It is 1 o'clock. Welcome to today's webinar. I know you're all muted, but if you can hear me, just give me a wave. Great. Welcome everyone to today's webinar hosted by Pezesha, the YEA, the NEIP, and Google. We're going to be discussing how these 4 organizations are empowering and supporting small business owners in the Ashanti region. We are so happy that you've taken time out of your busy schedule to come and invest in your businesses with us. My name is Lauren Kagori, and I will be the host for today. Prince is my co-host and also my colleague at Pezesha. Prince will be keeping a close eye on the chat box and taking note of all of your questions during the presentation. I'd like to briefly introduce our 4 panelists for today. But before I do that, I'd like to go through a few house rules so that we could all benefit the most from this webinar. Please could all participants keep their microphones on mute at all time. We will not be taking questions during the presentations. We'll be taking them only through the chat box. So please make sure you know how to access and use the chat box function in Zoom. I promise you any question that you have at any time will be checked there by either myself or Prince, and we'll be recording and collecting those questions for the Q&A time at the end. Just to reiterate, no questions will be taken during the presentations. This event will be recorded and will be available via the Pezesha blog in the coming days, so please check in on that site at the end of the week. Apart from that, we're ready to introduce our 4 panelists for today. Our first speaker is the Director of Research and Planning for the Youth Employment Agency, the YEA, Mr. Agia Yo. Mr. Agia holds a master's degree in international business from the Robert Gordon University in Aberdeen, the UK. Our next speakers are from Google, and they are Ms. Rosemary Omani-Opio, who's the Google SME lead for East and West Africa, and Ms. Cassandra Enyan, who is the head of Android partnerships for Ghana, Tanzania, and Airtel Africa. Rosemary's work at Google currently focuses on supporting small and medium businesses to recover and restart in a post-COVID-19 era by growing their online presence and finding new customers, whilst Cassandra's work is to ensure that telecommunication companies and phone manufacturers optimize and make the most of the Android platform for end users. Our third speaker is Ms. Sarah Agia Budo, who is the Customer Support and Account Officer at Pezesha Africa. Sarah is a recent graduate from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Our last speaker is Franklin Owusu Karikari, who is the Director of the Business Support and Policy for the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, the NEIP. Apart from his role at the NEIP, Franklin is an entrepreneur. Now, I'm sure you can see that we have a fantastic lineup of speakers today who represent well the work that their organizations are doing to help business owners like you grow your businesses, improve your cash flow, and create the success that you want to see in your business. So I really encourage you to make the most of this webinar. Put your questions in the chat box. Check in on Pezesha's website later on the week to review the recording of this blog. And make sure you take down any contact details that are shared by the panelists during their discussion. This will be really important because the tools and advice we're giving you today are not theoretical. They're specifically designed to be practical and actionable to help you grow your business.
Yes, so thank you so much, Lauren. It's a pleasure to be here and meeting all of you. I'm actually based in East Africa in the beautiful city of Nairobi. I think Ashanti is probably more beautiful than where I am right now, but I'm happy to be here on this call and take you through a few tips that can help you as entrepreneurs grow your online presence. So next slide, Lauren. Okay. So yes, my name is Rosemary. I am the SME lead, as you already heard. So we can go on to the next slide. Yes. So what am I going to talk to you about? It's all about Google Business Profiles. So what are business profiles? They're a way to help any business owner get found by customers who are looking for them. Unfortunately, right now, a lot of SMEs in Africa don't know that these tools are available to them. And they often think that these tools have a cost, or they're too pricey, or they're not accessible to them. But I want to share with you today that it is possible as a business owner in Ashanti region in Ghana that you are able to come online and get found. And most people know about websites, and those are great, but I'm more interested about business profiles. And on the left, you see what they would look like on Google search. And on the right, you see what they look like on Google Maps. On the next slide, Lauren. And why are they important? We found out that for SMEs who currently have business profiles, they're 29% more likely to get purchases and more likely to attract location visits. So if you see this example on your left-hand side.
Hi there, guys. Please could you mute your mics? Hi, Rosemary. There you are. There you are.
Good. Super, yes. So if you're to do a simple search wherever you are and looking for food, it's that time of the day you're hungry and you want to do a quick search, and you typed in on the Google search bar, buy food near me. What you see on the left-hand side there are all the businesses who have put the business profiles on Google search or Google Maps. So on the left, you'll see the name of the business, and on the right, you'll see where they are on Google Maps. So it's a very powerful tool to help you get instant visibility. Again, this tool is free, there is no cost to it. And unfortunately, most people don't know that it exists. So my goal is to help you understand that these tools are available to you, and there's no cost to get yourself found on Google Search and Google Maps. On the next slide. And so what you'll find is the reasons why they're important, they help you in three categories. One, as a business owner, you're able to stand out. Number two, you're able to engage. And number three, you'll be able to get insights. So let's go over to understand how you can stand out as a business profile on the next slide. Yes. So again, back to an example from the Ashanti region, right? So in this example, Midinu happens to have a restaurant, right? And they have put themselves on business profiles. And what you'll see there is very high level. Midinu has a website, which we're able then to link directly from the business profile and highlight the website. They also have a physical presence. So then you see the part that says directions, you click there, you get a map to exactly where Midinu is. And then below that, you'll find their physical address, where they're located, their hours of operation, and most key is a phone number, how to get a hold of them to either call in your order or book a reservation for yourself. On the next slide, if Midinu did not have a website, we also offer to the SME a complimentary one-page business site. This works just like a website. You're able to put your pictures, you're able to allow for reviews and testimonials. You're able then to also put what's most important, how to find you, so contact details, phone number, your map, etc. Again, all this is possible to you as a free business site if you don't have a website for your business. On the next page, how you're able to engage. So it's very important to remember that for you to be able to show up highly on these results, you should be able to start driving engagement, asking people who have come to visit you. Like if I was Midinu, I want them to write reviews about the experience in my restaurant. If my food was wonderful, let them say it was wonderful. If I can improve, give me that feedback. So it's all about helping you as a business owner get a chance to get feedback and reviews from your customers. And when you get reviews, they show up and you're able to have more stars and have a higher ranking on the business profiles. The third way that you can get tips is to give you insights. You'll be able to know who are your customers, where do they come from, how do they find you, where they're located. So these are all very powerful tips that can help you better improve your business and learn more about how to market yourselves better and whom to go out for if you're ever doing campaigns for your business. On the next slide. Yes, so if you want to start, it's very, very simple, right? We have a website. The URL is at the very bottom of the screen there. Lauren, if you could just scroll down a little bit and you'll see the URL there. And you can go to that website and request a callback. And when you request a callback, you'll receive a phone call back within 24 hours from our partner agency. They're called Africa 118. They support companies across Africa, from Kenya over to Nigeria, including Ghana. And you'll be able to leave your contact details. They'll call you back and walk you through the journey of how you can be able to create your business profile and your business site, if that would be of interest to you. So I'm going to spend some time walking you through the next slide, which is a case study. It's a very powerful video. Just watch and learn from someone else who's gone through this journey on their experiences with business profiles.
I started making soap. I'm a creative person by nature, so this was a perfect medium for me to express myself. My name is Wangare Mushwe. 2016, I started New Start Organics, and the soap is made from very wonderful natural oils, locally available herbs and additives, very beneficial to the skin. We had literally nothing, and we were like, how are people going to know about us? In 2019, some ladies introduced us to the Google My Business profile. Once we started using the platform, it propelled us to the next level. We didn't expect the rapid growth. We got inquiries in markets that we had previously not anticipated. In March, we had the coronavirus outbreak. We were under lockdown. We could not access our shop. We were fearful at the beginning. We thought that our business would go down, but the opposite actually happened. We were able to get inquiries from Uganda, from Southern Sudan, and we were able to ship our consignment even in the crisis. Our revenues grew by 100%, which is amazing. Google My Business has been the turnaround at New Start Organics. It has really raised our level of doing business. It has really given us a professional edge, a bigger audience than we had initially anticipated. As a mother, and especially as a new mom, this digital platform have enabled me as a woman entrepreneur to still work, manage my business as I take care of my newborn baby. I am able to actually teach and to learn and to be fulfilled, to feel part of the story, part of the fabric of society, not to feel left out, to keep improving myself at the same time improving the business, touching and changing people's lives when they encounter our products.
Great, Cassandra, welcome. Hi, Cassandra. Okay, try it now, Cassandra.
Okay, great. All right. Hello, everyone. Great to be here. So I'm Cassandra Mensa Abrampa Inyan. I head Android partnerships, as Lauren said, for Ghana, Tanzania, and Airtel Group. And I'm delighted to be here because Ghana is home. I'm actually speaking to you from Accra. So not too far from, the Ashanti region, but still away. If you can go to the next slide. So when we talk about Android partnerships, what exactly do I do? So I work with a telco, like the telcos in Ghana, including MTN, Vodafone, and Airtel Tigo, to make sure that end users are not only getting online, but they're doing value-added activities, and also trying to make sure that more people are moving from base feature phones to smartphones, so that when you end up publishing your businesses online, whether it's through Google My Business or any other avenue, that there are people on the other side actually engaging on the platform. So if you can go to the next slide. Just to give you a little bit of history, I think you might have to click through a few times for some of the items to come. So yeah, a little over 12 years ago, the Android platform was born, and it was an full operating system, which is currently powering over 2 billion monthly active devices across the world. It's the largest mobile platform, and it's growing very fast. Your brains powering up these the phones for and other tools. Across Africa, we've historically been a content we choose people online. This really been by data prices going down, as well as network connectivity going up. So if you go to the right, one of the biggest initiatives that team worked on use Android Go, which is an optimized version of Android for entry-level smartphones. And what it did was, through working with a phone manufacturer partners as well as this, we're able to respond smartphone. So today you can go to any marketplace, Ghana, whether it's in Idum in Kumasi or like the Accra Mall or Kumasi Mall, wherever you will go, you can find a smartphone at different price points. Right now, you can get a price for around 200 Ghana cedis. You can get a smartphone that can connect to the internet, is able to access the Play Store, and you're able to access all kinds of content. So if you go on the next slide, so why is this important or relevant to you? If we go on to the next slide, we live in times where it's important to think not just of your reach in Ghana or in Kumasi or in the Ashanti region or in the Bunafo region, but also across Africa, and not just even Africa, globally. So it's important, obviously, as you start your businesses, as you try to scale, to think local but act global. And so one of the reasons why we work with telco partners is to make sure that people are able to not just be online, but also to take part in the digital economy. So one of the things that I wanted to flag today is that through, whether it's MTN or Airtel Tigo or Vodafone, you can actually now use your Momo or Airtel Tigo Money or Vodafone Cash to actually pay for apps on the Play Store. And the Play Store is the leading app marketplace globally, where you can get all kinds of apps and games, etc. So as a business owner who is trying to improve your financial literacy or other such things, you can actually go and find apps that can help you in that avenue. On the other side, if you decide that your business needs to have an app that is publishable on the Play Store, you can not only do that, you can also publish your app there and know that when you publish your app, there are people who can locally buy stuff on your app or buy your app if it needs to be sold. They pay for it using a means that is actually able for them, because historically you could only use credit cards and other such things on the Play Store. So essentially, these are just ways for you to know that it's important for you not to just be online, but it's important for you to use the internet as a gateway to expand your business in multiple avenues. And that will be it from me.
Thank you, Cassandra. We're going to go to Mr. Agaya from the YEA. All right. Great. All right. Thank you. Yeah, are you there? Thank you. Great.
Yes.
Take it away.
All right. So good afternoon to all of us, and I'm very much excited to join Pezesha on this very important engagement. And I bring you greetings from the Youth Employment Agency, and I'm happy to see quite a lot of young entrepreneurs on the call today. So I work with the Youth Employment Agency as a Director for Research and Planning. And what we basically do at the Youth Employment Agency is that we've been leading government's efforts at providing job opportunities for young people. We've been doing this for since 2006, when we started as the National Youth Employment Program. In 2012, the agency decided to focus a bit on entrepreneurship, because we realized that the old ways of always providing jobs for young people was not creating sustainable jobs. And we came to a conclusion that for us to create sustainable employment opportunities for young people, then there was a need for us to focus on entrepreneurship. In 2015, we became what we now are as a youth employment agency, and we've still been focusing a little bit on the entrepreneurship side, whilst also trying to create the enabling environment for young businesses to grow. So basically, that's what we do at the Youth Employment Agency, and I'm very happy to share with you some of the things we've been doing. And for this particular audience today, what are some of our programs and opportunities that they can take advantage of? So for purposes of today, I am highlighting 3 things that we've been working on for some time now. In 2019, we launched the YEA Job Center. I'm sure all of us are a bit familiar with the concept of a job center, but the reason we started the job center was essentially because we had a lot of companies writing to us looking for young talents to work with, looking for young people to work with. And based on the discussions that we had with entrepreneurs and business owners in the private sector, we realized that recruitment was a big issue for especially startups. So we started the job center to serve as a platform to connect business owners to talent. So if you're a business owner and you want a young intern to work with, you need a young person to work with as an accountant, as a business development person, what have you, the Job Center has been able to compile the database of a lot of young people looking for employment opportunities. And for purposes of our discussion today, we also realized that a lot of startups have been struggling over the period with the whole cost of recruitment. So what we decided was that we're going to make activities of the Job Center entirely free. So let's just say that you're a young startup and you want an intern to work with, you want, let's say, to go through a recruitment process and you don't have the funds. I recommend the YEA Job Center to you as a place that you can go. We have career advisors on standby. We have partnerships managers on standby to connect you to your next talent, completely free at no cost at all to you. Also, we launched the regional flagship projects. When you travel through Ghana, one thing that you see is that every region that you enter, you can see some agro-based activity that is predominant there. So along those lines, we created a flagship project essentially to introduce young Ghanaians to the whole agricultural and agribusiness setup. Through our research, we realized that three things were essentially hampering young people's entry into the agricultural sector. One was land, the second was access to capital, and the third was also access to market. So we leverage on our network, our partnership with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, our partnership with the district assemblies in the various districts across the country to form and set up the regional flagship project. So what we are essentially doing is that if you are a young entrepreneur who is interested in agriculture, you come to us. We would, in our partnership with the Food and Agricultural Ministry, the district assemblies help you, and the local authorities help you get access to land. Also, we've had discussions with agencies like the Buffer Stock Company and other entities to also sell your produce to them once you harvest your product. We also are in partnership with a private entity called Isoko, and we are also using their technology to ensure that we have high yields and productivity on our markets. The results of the flagship project has been very phenomenal, especially in the Ashanti region where it was piloted. As I indicated in my introductory remark, entrepreneurship is the order of the day. So we realized that for us to be able to create sustainable jobs, there was a need for us to equip young people with entrepreneurial skills. We believe that when we help a young people create a business and the business works and succeeds, they will be able to create other trickling down jobs for young people. So instead of us recruiting, let's say, someone on the YEA project and pay them for 2 years, if we help someone get the skills to start, let's say, an IT company, that person can in turn grow the business and recruit more people. And as the company grows, then we'll be able to have more job opportunities for young people. So what we did was that we entered into partnership with the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, NEIP, and we've been offering series of entrepreneurship training programs for young Ghanaians across the country. Now, in terms of creating sustainability and helping young businesses to grow, we have entered into an agreement with NEIP to also provide these young entrepreneurs with brilliant business proposals, startup capital to help scale up their programs and their projects. So for purposes of this discussion, these are the three programs that we've been doing, and I look forward to engaging all of us on this presentation, on this call, further on how we can assist them as a youth employment program. What is my takeaway? I think I want each and everyone on this call to remember the YEA Job Center. If you want to access it, you can go to www.yeajobcenter.gov.gh. You can register with us. We have well-trained, well-experienced advisors on the call who would help you and assist you with all your inquiries. Thank you very much, Lauren.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Great. Our next speaker is Sarah from Pezesha. Sarah is a customer support and account officer at Pezesha, and she's going to be taking us through her work and how she empowers and supports small and medium business owners. One moment, screen sharing again. Here we go. Sarah, we are ready for you. Sarah, are you there? Let's see. Great. Try now, Sarah. There we go.
Okay.
Welcome, Sarah.
Well, thank you. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us here this afternoon. As Lauren said, I'm Sarah Ejiwabodu, a customer support and accounts officer at Pezesha Africa Limited. Okay, so next slide. As we all witnessed, the COVID-19 pandemic and its associated impacts, including lockdowns, have had consequences on businesses, most especially small and medium enterprises like you in Ghana. An example is a young entrepreneur who suffered these consequences and needed financial support. The entrepreneur suffered from the frustration of delay in accessing bank credits and being denied completely by other financial institutions. She heard about Pezesha Africa and decided to ask for support from them. Pezesha Africa gave her the support she needed without any delay. Pezesha really helped her overcome the situation and gain growth in her business. So when we mention the name Pezesha, it sounds so unfamiliar in the ears of many Ghanaians. Well, it's a Kenyan Swahili word which means financial empowerment. It means financial empowerment. So we are a digital financial technology company that enables micro, small, and medium businesses get access to working capital. So you may ask, what does Pezesha do? So the answer to this question is illustrated in the 3 words below the screen here, the diagram here. That is, we connect, enable, and empower. So at Pezesha, what we do is illustrated in the diagram here below. So as Pezesha in the middle here, we connect SMEs to various investors for them to gain working capital, help them also improve their credit scores, and give them also financial education. And then after that, the outcome of this is that they get productivity and growth from in their businesses. So what are the features? Next slide. No, the second one.
Here.
Okay, so what are the features of our services? One, we do not ask or require any guarantor and collateral security as other institutions do. No processing fee is charged, and our repayment terms are also on monthly basis. And also the benefits are that our application process is quick and easy. It takes 2 to 5 days after application to be funded. You can also apply online at the comfort of your home or workplace without having to go to the bank or walk into the bank. So apart from offering financial support, we offer financial education, which provides knowledge and capabilities that will help you manage finances and make effective financial decisions that are so sustainable. So we have so far, next slide. Okay, thank you. We have so far impacted about 100 plus businesses in Kenya and Ghana. And one of these stories is the story of Henry, who is the owner of Nanny Links Enterprise, as you can see in the picture below here. So Nanny Links needed funds or needed capital to go and buy some stocks, but he didn't get it. So he contacted us and we gave him the funds that he needed. And right now, all the benefits or the impacts that it has had on him is that his profit margin increased because he no longer purchases from suppliers or credit, but with cash, and attracts discounts all the time. And thanks to Pezesha financial education models, he is now equipped with knowledge to run his business. And another story is the story of Angela, owner of Lamsang Enterprise, who initially could not handle monthly orders beyond 120 pair of sandals. because she did not have enough funds to buy raw materials and has spent almost every saved money on salary payments due to COVID-19. When they received their funds from Pezesha, they split it into 4. They used 2 parts to buy leather in stock and used 1 part as a working capital and the other for advertising on social media. Because they had leather in stock, their delivery was reduced from 14 days to 9 days. And they honored almost 165 orders in November and over 190 in December. They used the profit gain to set up a small shop in the house, and I've also hired 2 employees. So Pezesha has really helped their business a lot. So someone may ask, why am I saying all this? Well, I want you to know that you can also receive financial support from Pezesha. So today, we are asking you to partner with us so that you can also experience the Pezesha impact like Angela and Henry did. We are that faithful friend that stick closer to your business and is more than interested in your business growth. Because when you grow, we grow as well. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much, Sarah. To our participants, please, just a reminder to put all of your questions for our panelists in the chat box. We've had 3 fantastic presentations so far, and we're on to our last presentation. And after that, we'll be moving on to Q&A. So just a kind reminder to please send your questions via the chat box. Great. Franklin. Hi, Franklin, are you there? Hi, Franklin. Let's see. All right. Hi, Franklin, there you are.
Yeah, hello, I'm here.
Hi. Yeah, welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, good afternoon to everyone. And it's great to be here to share knowledge and also to see how best we can push the Ghanaian entrepreneurship ecosystem to grow. And it's a delight. My name is Franklin, and I work with the National Entrepreneurship Innovation Program as Director of Business Support and Policy. NEIP, which is popularly known, is a flagship policy initiative of government of Ghana to be able to curb the youth and graduate unemployment that we have in the country. So the plan is to ensure that we can be able to help businesses to grow in Ghana. So NEIP is a special purpose vehicle that is designed to lead a charge in creating jobs, and it is anchored on 3 to about 5 pillars. And one of the key pillars is, number 1, to provide access to business advisory services, training, incubation, and acceleration program. And within the last 4 years, we've been able to provide business advisory services, training, and incubation to over 45,000 businesses across the country. And I'm sure some of you might have been able to access our services. We also provide access to funding, and which we can fund almost every young business in Ghana, but that is huge. That is really huge. So we provide funding ranging from 10,000 cedis up to about 100,000 cedis, depending on your business strength and ability to repay back. And a number of you have been able to access some of them. We also provide access to market and market linkages. Now we have a whole online shopping mall that has been created for every young business to be able to be online. You have the opportunity to advertise about 5 products or services. So this is available. Just visit the neip.org and go to the online marketplace. You can be able to access that platform. We also look at policy formulation to create an enabling environment for businesses to grow. And there are a number of policies this government has put in place. And I will share just about 2. One is that now, if you are 35 years and below, that is from 18 to 35 years, you can enjoy 5 years tax holiday. If your business is in the area of ICT, manufacturing and processing, agribusiness, herbal medicine, and other services, you can enjoy this policy, and it's available. Don't go to Ghana Revenue Authority straight away. Just bring your letter to NEIP. We'll give you the forms to fill, Then you go through the process. Then we'll put a cover letter to it and send to Ghana Revenue Authority, and you'll be exempted to enjoy 5 years tax holiday, which you can plow back the money into your business. Let's go to the next slide. Now, how do you access funding from NEIP? Lauren, next slide. We have a number of key sectors that we support. If your business is in the area of agribusiness and agro-processing, information communication technology, sports, tourism, recreation, sanitation, waste management, green and ecological business, health, food and beverage, fashion, media, marketing and communication, manufacturing and industrial processing, real estate and construction, then the service sector with the transport, logistics, and other professional businesses, you qualify to access funding from NEIP. And our funding is merit-based. Your business should be able to do 3 key things. First of all, it should be solving a real need in the country. Number 2, your business should be profitable. And number 3, your business should be able to employ other people. These 3 criteria is key for you to be able to access the funding from NEIP. And we don't only fund, we also connect you to other funding agencies and other investors. And one of such opportunities is what we have connected you to, Pezesha. And we are sure that after this program, most of you will be running to Pezesha to get funding for your business, especially those of you in Ashanti region. The next slide. You know, we don't want you to just do business. What we want you to do is to ensure that your business is having an impact, not only on your business, not just making profit, but you are making impact also in your community, in the society. As you work, your business should be able to improve the environment. Your business should be able to be responsible enough to attend to other social needs in your community. So now, being socially responsible businessman or woman is key to NEIP's planning and activities. And want to ensure that we can support you to be able to do more. For the next 4 years, there's a project that will be coming up for all of you. So you need to just stay tuned. By March, we'll review the program for 2021, and all those who want to apply for our funding, by March, the windows will be open for you to be able to put in your application for funding. Remember, it's from $10,000, which is about $2,000 to about $20,000, depending on your ability to pay back. Government is ready to push you, but you also need to be able to ensure that you can push your business to help the country achieve its desire of being the #1 country in Africa. Thank you very much, and I will be ready for your questions.
Great, thank you everyone. Thank you to our panelists. That was a really, really fascinating presentation on each of the organizations. I'm sure as you can see, there's some questions coming through on the chat box. And before we get to those, I actually have 1 or 2 questions myself for our panelists. The first one is for Google, and it's actually a very practical question, is how does, when a business enters on their business profile, is it super simple for them to have like a WhatsApp number there? We know so much of business is done on WhatsApp in Africa. Just a comment on that. Sorry, there you go. Try again. 1 more time. You should be able to unmute. There we go.
Okay, there you go. Yes, it is possible to have your WhatsApp number there as your contact phone number and be able to keep them all in one place. So yes, it is possible to add WhatsApp to your business profile. Okay, great.
And how do I advertise on my, for example, if I'm running a special on a particular type of product, how can I use my Google business profile to advertise, say, for example, I'm a restaurant and I'm doing a 2-for-1. How can I use my Google profile to do that?
Yeah, so what you do is you'd create for yourself a post. So when you get a business profile, you'll be granted access to your business profile admin console, and you'll be able to have some very interesting tools that you can be able to do for yourself. So if you want to drive engagement and be able to help you create posts on your campaigns, you just go to the piece that says post, and you put your offer there 2 for 1 on this particular time frame, and you'll be able to post it out within minutes and get feedback back from people who'll be able to see that post and engage with you directly. So from your business admin console, you can create posts and drive engagement and drive offers that you want to market yourself, all again at no cost to the business.
Wow, great. That's fantastic news, guys. All right, let's get on to our questions in the chat box. And for Mr. Franklin, are there any contacts that people can reach you at?
All right, so I'll share the contact in the chat box.
If you can share in the chat box, that would be...
Yeah, I'll put an email also in the chat box.
All right, great. Now, the next set of questions... Thank you so much, Mr. Franklin. The next set of questions are for Sarah from Pezesha. Sarah, I think you have got quite a few new potential clients in this webinar. So the first one is, what are the requirements for a business to access loans from Pezesha Africa? That was asked by Anthony.
Okay, for the requirements, the business must be located in the Ashanti region or the Western region. The reason is that we do not have a physical presence right now at all the other regions, but we have a physical presence in Ashanti region and Western region. So if you apply there, the officers will contact you, and then we will come to you, and then we will finish your loan application for you. And also, you must have a registration certificate or a business permit. And your business must also be more than 3 months, or let me say 6 months. We do not offer funds or offer support for startup businesses. Yeah, and you also must have an identification. And if you have a registration or you have a permit, it's okay. And we require mobile money statements also from you, or bank statements from you. So if you have all those things, you are eligible to require funds from us.
Great. And then a question here from Linda. What is the maximum amount of funds or loans that can be dispersed by Pezesha, especially for a person who's affected by COVID-19, a person whose business is affected by COVID-19?
Okay, for the first time, coming for the first time for financial support, the maximum amount is from 1,000 to the maximum amount is 6,000 Ghana cedis. That's the maximum amount that you can get. But after you take it and you finish the repayment and everything is okay, after that, you can get a higher amount than that. So the maximum amount is 6,000 Ghana cedis.
Great, thank you for that. Back to Mr. Franklin from the NEIP. There's seemingly some questions from some participants who are older than 35 years old and wondering how can they get access to a tax holiday, and why the focus on people under 35 years old, as well as a practical question as to where the NEIP office in Kumasi is. Yes, those are the two questions for now for NEIP.
All right, so let me start with the tax issue. If you are above 35 and you are employing a lot of young graduates, the law allows you to be able to get some exemptions. So we have a law in the Ghana Revenue Act that if you're employing more young graduates who are also below 35, but you yourself, you are above 35, you're employing more young graduates, you can file for some exemptions. So the higher the number of young graduates you employ, the more exemptions you get in terms of your rebate of taxes to pay. At the same time, we are working on the Ghana Startup Act, and we are working on a startup label. If your business is about 8 years and below, and no matter your age, and your business is 8 years and below, once the Startup Act is approved by Parliament, you can also get some tax exemptions so that your business can be able to grow. So these are the opportunities that we are putting in place for those who are above 35 years. But for now, one already in place. If you're above 35, let's look at your employee profile, the number of people you employ. If they are younger people, fresh graduates, or young people who have not even been to school, we are ready to get you some exemptions. These are all available.
Great, thank you, sir. There was a question to Google
our
about
office location.
Oh, sure. Hi, yes, your office location, yes.
Yes, our office location. Currently, very soon we'll be opening our zona office around Stadium. We are here to move in, but now we work with 8 partners in the Ashanti region. So you can go to Hyperspace. Hyperspace, when you go to Hyperspace, just closer to a TUC, you can get every information that you want from NEIP, or you can go to Kumasi Hive. Kumasi Hive is at Kenton Chrono, close to the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Or you can go to the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology Incubation Hub. We also have our reps there. When you go there, every information you want on NEIP will be given to you as well. We have quite a number of outlets within the Ashanti region.
Okay, great. Last question for Mr. Franklin is from Linda. She said, my business was selected during the COVID outbreak. We went for a training, turned in our business resume and pitch, but we still haven't heard or received any notification from NEIP. I think Linda's question is, should she still wait or should she assume that her application has been unsuccessful?
I think after the, I don't know if Linda received a call from us after the training. We did a screening and everything, and we have about 5,000 businesses that have been selected. All those were called on phone, and we discussed with them.
So the interest rate we charge, it varies.
Oh, sorry, Sarah. Hold on, just a moment. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Franklin. Hi.
All right. So we have about 5,000 are waiting because of the elections. The funding was put on hold. Now, after the vetting of the ministers, we'll be resuming into action. So all those who made it through the first 5,000 will be contacted.
Great. Thank you so
much.
much.
Of them are YEA.
Okay, great. I have a question from Mr. Agia from YEA. I wanted to ask regarding the job center, does YEA peer review talent that applies on the job center? For example, if I'm looking for talent for my business on there, how do I know that that person is a good person or is not going to come and screw up my business? Is there a screening process? Is there any review from former employees? What is the process? So just so that the business owners on this webinar can know that they're going to a trusted source.
All right. Thank you very much for that. So let's just say that a company wants a young person, let's say a young accountant to work with. The company would furnish us with the minimum requirements. And what we'll do is that we'll open the applications for people to apply. We have very well-renowned HR practitioners in-house who will be set up to shortlist candidates who meet that minimum requirements. After the shortlisting process, they would also go through an interview, and then the best candidates that meets all the requirements would be selected for whichever company. So one thing that we are assuring our partners is that we are not just going to send you anyone at all, but someone who is fit for purpose and will help you achieve maximum results at work.
Great, that's excellent. All right, there are a few more questions for Sarah at Pezesha. Sarah, quite a few people were asking how to get hold of you. I shared your WhatsApp contact number. There's a question from Daniel about the interest rate on loan payments from Pezesha and the duration of the loan. Maybe Sarah, you could speak to the types of durations of loan that Pezesha gives and why the interest rate is the way it is.
Okay. So the interest rate that we charge, it varies between every SME or anyone who comes, because we consider some various factors of their businesses and we use a scorecard so that rates them and gives them the interest rates that they want, that they need, or that is sufficient for them. Because we do not give anyone a loan that they will not be unable to pay. Maybe their business profit is even lower than the amount that they are about to pay. So we consider all these factors and determine the interest rates. But currently, the interest rate is 5 to 8%. But when you are taking it for the first time, it will be 5 to 8%. But subsequent loans, the interest rates will reduce. That's how the interest rate is. And the duration is from 1 to 12 months. But that depends mostly on you. You choose the number of months which is okay for you. So maybe if you want 6 months, you can get 6 months, 5 months, 3 months. From 1 to 12 months, you can get it.
Great. Thank you for that. All right, everyone. I think we've covered most of the questions. If there's anyone else with a burning question that they feel hasn't been covered, all right, from Daniel, will YEA charge fees for recruiting for you? question for YEA.
All right, so I'm happy to report that the whole recruitment process is very much free.
Wow.
Yes.
Isn't that good news?
Free at no cost. At no
Daniel,
cost
I
at all.
I hope that's very good news for you. Great. Any other questions? Sarah has shared her WhatsApp number there. Feel free to get in contact with her about accessing Pezesha's services. There were quite a few similar but different questions in the chats about how to access the loan, how to get in contact, what's needed. Sarah is your go-to person and will be able to cover all of your questions and to help you go further with that. Thank you. There's the YEA Job Center. Mr. Franklin, I hope you've shared your contacts by now. You should also see the Google My Business link in the chat for those of you wanting to register your business on Google. There's a question from Stephen here. I do training and development and business incubation products. Can you support my company financially? I think that is a question to NEIP or YEA. Stephen, if you are registered, as Sarah said, if you meet the requirements for the minimum requirements that Pezesha has, being a business older than 6 months, having a tax registration number, you can definitely apply for a loan through Pezesha. But I don't know, it seems that the question, maybe this is more for YEA and NEIP, are potentially looking for some partnerships. Mr. Stephen says he is someone who does business training, development and incubation projects. Does NEIP? Yes, go for it, Franklin.
Yeah, we work with, currently we are working with about a number of 80 incubation accelerators across the country. So you can apply, just apply to our office. The email I provided, send us your profile and your service request to us. We'll come and assess your facility, and also we'll send you an assessment sheet to fill. If you have very good trainers who are certified and can run the kind of training we want, you'll be given the services to run some programs.
Great, thank you. A question for Rosemary. Does Google charge any fees for registering on Google My Business?
No, it's a completely free product, so there is no fee for it. However, if you are an enterprise and you want to go on the premium option and you want to have, let's say, 20 plus profiles linked to one, there's a small fee for that. But if you're an entrepreneur and it's one business profile, it's completely free. There is no cost to you for that.
Great, thank you for that. There's a question from Galaxy S6, but maybe you can type that directly to Mr. Franklin. It seems to be very specific to him about being FDA approved and maybe not for the whole group. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got 3 more minutes left of this webinar. If there are no more questions, I'd like to thank the panelists so much for giving me their time. And I'd really like to thank all of the SME owners for taking time out of their business schedule. As a business owner in my previous career, I know that this time is precious, and I hope that you have felt that this has been an investment into your business. Please continue to stay connected to all of the organizations that are here. They've shared their contact details. They want to make contact with you. This is just the beginning of our connection and not the end of our collaboration. Let's keep this conversation going. All of these organizations are working actively in your region to support your business. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a good afternoon. Goodbye.